everyone, and welcome back to a new Terra Magica episode. I am, as usual, not alone. I got my good friend Coastercad with me. Good evening, sir.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up? So we actually have a lot of stuff coming here for the past few weeks or so, but it's been a little bit difficult to find some time to get some recording time together. But yeah, we're here, we're back, and we got some pretty cool stuff for you. So, Coastercad, you remember in our last video, I told him a little bit about my little thought, like my little brainstorming I had about this whole area next to the office building.
Yes, you told me you had some ideas about the bird area, like a little habitat. So yeah.
Yes.
Now with the bird.
Yes, and
Birds display for poster mailman, right?
yeah, they supposedly have to
go
be
around the Terra Magica, and this is like the post office. So
yes, exactly. And it was kind of like it was a fun build. I gotta admit, I really had fun building this, and I looked at like I think 2 or 3 pictures, not really a full reference, just different pictures to get ideas, because that's also why it became such a cool like just habitat in general. Because I got ideas for each picture, and I'll slowly tell you guys where they all popped in and stuff. But my first start here was to kind of make a big birdhouse, kind of like in a sense. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to do here now. So I'm just kind of like trying to detail it for a little bit different with some different trims, and just trying to see where A and B takes me, you know. And I'm really happy for how this turned out, because it was actually it was not a long progress to figure out how I wanted to build things. It was more how to make it look nice up here, right? So yeah, that's
So yeah, what you did was like look at the pictures, and then you got some inspiration, and then what you did was make your own thing of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I saw
not just recreating the art.
Exactly.
Just make it your own, give it your own spin. Yeah. That's what I always mostly try to do as well.
It's the best way to do it, honestly. Because if you just have a few things you can look at, get some ideas from, and then everything else you just kind of come to itself the more you build. So
yeah, and it's when you get a lot of experience, it's you can do it like that, you know, because you know like how to stage things, and how they scale with other things, you know, and that comes out of experience. So and now you're in a stage when you just look at things and you make it your own thing. That's amazing. You know, that's when you become a real designer, right? It's not just copying anymore, it's just make your own stuff.
Yes, literally. And that's kind of like what I kind of felt like doing here. And as you can see here, trying to do a custom roof as well. With some of the new pieces here we got. I love this piece, man. It's just it's so nice.
Yeah, this piece will end up like being the most used piece in this park.
Yeah.
In the end.
It is already like pretty close to be it.
Yeah, it is probably already.
So yeah, trying to get a grip around the roofing here. As you can see, I kind of want to keep it like, you can see the shape. It's kind of like it feels a little bit like a birdhouse to me already, like just with the shape and like the small like opening of windows and stuff like that. So I was like just keeping it here, and then there's another picture here that actually came into place where I had like these 2 wonky buildings put together, but I just want one of them to be a wonky bit. So that's kind of like what this guy becomes, right? And then after that I just still kind of just go with what I feel like looks bad and you know, so I mean better. So there's a lot of things I also ended up deleting in the progress, and also from the video here itself, because I had a few thoughts, progresses around this, but eventually I found a good call on this, and it's kind of like what made the whole building stand out to me at the end. So
yeah, but what you can see here, you have the circular building. Like, that's a really good start, and once you get that start, you know, and then you kind of start adding your own things to it with some inspiration, and that's where when Yeah,
Yes.
when it gets, the farther you get, the easier it gets to add stuff and to make it look better. You know?
Yes, I
Especially
100%
like
agree.
I said earlier, once you have that experience, you really know where to go.
Yeah, you do.
Some
You do.
bits will be trial and error, and this is all part of the fun as well. So
Trial and error is
but
part of the fun, like it's.
once you get that good start, then it's fine.
I mean, I've never made a
You gotta
I've
got a
never made a
perfect
clean
start.
build. Like, never did a clean build before. Like every goddamn time, like I literally end up deleting so many things before I actually find like
Me
satisfaction
like
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until I'm like, okay, this is it. This is what we're gonna go with. Because you have to have
For
those
me,
trial and
it really
errors.
depends. For me, it really depends on some builds. I also have to do a lot of trial and error and delete of stuff, but sometimes I can just go do it in one go. It just depends on, like I said, with the start and yeah.
Yeah, I
Sometimes when the start is not perfect, you add things. You have to go back to the building you started with and change things up. Yeah, it all depends on the build.
yes, yes, I 100% agree with you. Sometimes it just you just go in a groove. The groove got you, and you just build and build and build, and everything just looks good. And that's the good groove when you hit that, right? And then there's times where you have to redo a thing 3 or 4 times until you feel like this is what I want to go for. Um, so,
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
so, but as you can see here, use a little bit of the new pieces we got here from the last pack, like the rock wall, and then the little fencing down towards the spiral staircase. I felt like that was kind of neat because I wanted to implement some of the newer pieces into this build, right? Because I really hadn't had a chance to use them yet. So it was kind of like a purpose to see what worked and what didn't work. And so yeah, but
Yeah, it's fun to play around with the new pieces. Yeah, and that fence that's so good, man. I really
yes,
miss a fence like that, like this, like a bit wonky fence. We didn't have that yet, so I'm happy we got it.
yes, I'm happy too about it. There's just this game just has so many good pieces, man, and it's you can't blame them for not giving us good pieces. Like there's so many, man. I still haven't used all of them, and I probably still haven't figured out all of them. Like, there's probably a lot of pieces I don't know about yet that are still in the game because I never used them. I mean,
Yeah,
so
but a lot of them are also so versatile.
they are, they are, yes,
The other day I was working on this part on something else, and I used a pot for a chimney, like this metal pot from the African team. I
yes,
just used it as a chimney and worked perfectly. So
yeah. I've used that one before too. It's a really good piece for that. I agree. Um, Also, I do end up changing the color a little bit on both sections. I'll do that off camera. So if you eventually I mean, it's still kind of like the same color, but I just make it a little bit more weak and not so like yellowish as it has
oh
now.
yes.
It worked a lot better. So up here, I'm also making a little extension to the building too, which is kind of like gonna be, as you can see, I'm making these openings so it can be like a little birdhouse entrance too. And just trying to incorporate as much as I can of this like bird sort of vibe I want to have, like a chicken hen house or just all these kind of things. I really wanted to have this house to be a big influence and impact on that. So when you look at it, you know what it's about and what it's for. And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're in early stage now, and you can already see. Yeah, it's just a birdhouse. Nothing else you can make of it. So
yes,
yeah, it's perfect.
exactly. And it was quite difficult afterwards to kind of like, as I say, implement this whole building into the habitat. But as you can see here, I was playing a little bit around, made a little water, like very small creek here that like runs under the bridge, under the house, and then it's gonna run in towards the building as well on the left side. And I'm just just trying out some pieces here. All the pieces I haven't really used so much yet. I'm just trying to see what works best. And each step and each piece kind of like works wonders here for this build. And I really think this is one of the builds I have had like the most like different textures in. Like there's a lot of different textures in this build here when it's finished, and I kind of like that. It's super cool. Here I'm making like a little, it's supposed to be like a little extra window into this building here, and after I add that, it really bumps up the whole building itself as well. So it's very, very cool.
I love these little small details. That's so good.
Yes, those are the ones that
I
always.
think it's small, but it's like these little roof extensions. They always add so much, you know.
They really do, man. That's why they're always worth it. Always worth to just add on, because as you say, they do such an impact to the build, and it also just looks nice. Especially when it's fantasy, then you can get away with a lot. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. And it's like what I said at the start, when you look at the picture, maybe the picture you looked at didn't have this roof extension, and then you're like, oh, this can definitely use a roof extension, you know. And
exactly.
It even becomes better than the original art. So yeah, that's what the stage we're in now with the sparks. It's amazing.
Yes, I am. You can definitely also tell this is here where I'm starting to like figuring out how I want this build to be. And also now we're gonna go into something a little bit more funnier, because it's a chicken hen kind of birdhouse situation. I also wanted some smaller actual chicken houses, you know, like, or bird houses in that sense. So here I'm making like a whole thing for them. I was hoping I could have them go inside, but I made it a little bit too small, and I didn't want to ruin the vibe of it because it just looks nice. Because the kiwis I add in is from the newer pack. I thought they were small enough to get in here, but unfortunately they're not. So they are just like.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're just.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean, but it works anyways.
It still works anyways for the backdrop of this whole habitat as I'm making, you know, because compared to the story we're talking about, is a post office. This is where you find the delivery birds or etc. On how you want your mail to get delivered and stuff, right? So it's just a fun little thing, just a fun little fantasy thing, you know. And but I really enjoy building this little house here, because I do end up adding those small eggs we have and some hay. I actually really do an effort to make this look super detailed, even though it's just a small little house like this, you know, like a dog house almost. But it works, man. It works. I'm really happy for it.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's another nice little detail you added. Yeah, I love it, man. It's just, yeah.
Thank you.
It's like, this is really like that perfect combination of like a zoo habitat and fantasy, you know, and then even add a story to it. So yeah.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
Which is also like, because we have the open areas where a lot of animals just roam around, so it would be cool to also have a few more designated habitats that are
even,
meant.
You know, you'll even add eggs in. No one is ever probably gonna see it and walks like along the habitat. So, but it's still there. So it's nice. I always do the same stuff. You know, always add stuff people never see.
Yes, exactly. It's So here I'm like going back and forth to like how can I make this look natural and like the part of the city, right? So I try to add a little bit different textures to this and trying to like see what works and what doesn't, and just really try to figure out what looked cool and what didn't. And the more I actually added, the better ideas I got. And as you can see, this is kind of like, it looks kind of cool. It's starting to get a little bit better implemented inside the whole castle vibe here. And yeah, I was just really liking this little fence here I did. It's very simple, but it really works for what I wanted. And just trying to, you know, add a little bit of different things to some flower beds. And we have Dandy working on a few statues for us as well, which we also soon will start implementing into our towns here and there. So because that's gonna look super cool as well. So I'm kind of like just prepping around.
Help from the master.
Yes.
I was saying we needed help from the master, so
he's good at
happy to join us in this adventure. So that's really nice.
Yes.
So Danny, if you're watching, better be good, man.
Well, we've seen one of them already, right? They look pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. So I'm kind of like here thinking about what can I add else to maybe get this building to be part of it too. So in here I kind of like did a little like section for the bigger animals or birds to kind of like chill and lay their eggs too, and a little bit of a like storage area as well and stuff. You'll see it eventually, but I'm just, you know, trying to make everything make sense, as we've talked about before, like the whole make things make sense, you know. So as you can see here now, when I have this little water river creek going on here, this very slick little section, I'm trying to figure out a way to make it go further into the city, or maybe like following a water something, you know. So
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that. We should definitely do more with it, with the little stream going to the
yes,
city.
exactly.
It's really good idea. I really like it.
Awesome. Yeah, and then mainly just
Also, it can break up the street at some point. So
yes,
because we will have some big squares, of course. So maybe we can just add like little water sections. So we'll see. We have to try things, but I think it will be really good. Yeah.
yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. We it's gonna be super cool, and we already have the caracals on this side, and then we'll have. See, I'm adding the emus here, the cassowary and the kiwis. I know the cassowary doesn't match good with these animals here, but we have all that disabled here because it's a fantasy zoo, so it's more or less just free roaming animals still. And I felt like these three kind of bird animals could be a good representation of what we kind of want. So yeah, I did think about adding a flamingo, but I was like, no, it's just too pink. It's just too pink to be in there. It would.
Yeah, I agree on that.
It would ruin a lot of the
I mean, they would draw all the attention from everything else. So yeah, that's a good call to not add those.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
know emus are not birds either, but they kind of like could be cool, a cool transporting, you know, like an animal, or like a little because it's so fast, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, and the closest thing we could come on like chickens and like we're like kiwis and like cassowary, like they're kind of like that vibe, you know. So we ended up with these three guys here, and I thought it was super cool. So as you can see here now, again, you saw I added a little bit of extra things here and there to make it feel like some birds can just come and sit, you know, and wait and stuff like that. And here I'm doing the thing I just told you about. I'm making a little extension of where the bigger animals can kind of like chill and hang, and I do a little extra one too up top. You know, I'm just trying to make things in the backdrop here look nice and cool. So I'm just kind of like fixing up things here, and now up here I'm adding some clutter pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, this is nice, man. I love the details. Yeah, this is really good.
Thank you. I'm also very happy for how this turned out. Honestly. And we haven't even got to the fun part of this video, is that I'm making actual small birdhouses too, which we will go over to it just to see in a sec. And they were really fun to make here. So, but you can see almost doing the last pieces of foliage around in the habitat here. So, and it really works well. But I'm doing this part here with the birdhouses because I felt like the circular wall in the middle, I didn't want to put anything, you know, like greenery and stuff like that over. So I felt like, what if I dedicate that wall to some birdhouses? As you can see here, I'm really trying my best to do a very nice birdhouse here, and it actually works very well for the size wise and stuff. Pretty happy for the scale.
This is nice, man. Yeah. I did some of these on the entrance area where you have the moving thing, like the moving castle thing. I did something similar like this, but they're a lot bigger. So this is like the smaller version of that.
Yes, exactly. And then I'm trying to do some of them here, and I try to change the color on them so they look a little bit better, you know, like in that good shape that they are. So, and feel free to like take them around and duplicate them too if you need to have them elsewhere or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a nice little detail in every building, so yeah, definitely use this.
We could have them standing around, like just like as a mail kind of box too, for them to come in and drop.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah, I had a lot of ideas. I had a whole like system where like all the birdhouses like had like they were standing there, then they went down the same pipe, and the pipe put out like into like a big box of or like a barrel where all the letters landed in and stuff. But
oh wow, really?
Yeah, I had that whole idea, but it was just
okay,
it was it was a little bit much, you know. But yeah, besides that, we are at the end here now. As you can see, a nice little cinematic of the whole thing here, and it's actually 100% done, this area now, so I can relax on this guy, which is really, really nice. I love this shot here, by the way.
Yeah, what can I say, man? It's a beautiful job again, man. I really love it, and it's another unique part of Terra Magica.
Yes.
You know, something new again, and like it's a real story, and so yeah, perfect job, man. And I really love it. It's just I love it so much, man.
Thank you, man.
Really good.
Thank you.
Details are crazy. So yeah.
I appreciate that, man. And we have something very cool to show next time, which is going to be your episode, where we will show what you have done. So if you guys want to check out that and see more of Terra Magica, you should subscribe and let us know what you think of this and the zoo so far. Yeah. Thanks you so much, Coastercad, once again for joining me, and hope you all have a great day. Yes, always nice. So yeah, guys, take care. See you around. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye.